Hi guys, it's Freckly here. Today we will be reacting to the MCM archive, Murray's Magic Coat Rack. Okay, let's play the video. Hold on, is the audio turned down? Let me just look. Yeah, it's turned down. We'll just turn it down a bit though. Like that, yeah. It didn't say one.
Are your clothes creating a catastrophic pile? Is your
A catastrophic pile. Don't do a reference to the tangle without acknowledging it. Like, it's funny that they said pile because the mimic literally creates a pile in the book which becomes tangle. So wait, that's the guy from the last one, and that's the woman for different. Yeah, and then there's a baby. Wait, is that supposed to be Edwin, his wife, and Dave? I don't know, they might be different. Or they may be just people he keeps using in the videos. I'm not sure what Edwin's up to, man.
family distraught by the untidy nature of your house? The solution is here, friends. Murray's Magic Coat Rack adjusts for any size of clothing.
Just for any size of clothing. That suspiciously sounds a lot like the mimic. Actually, the last one where the coffee was always watching and always learning. Wait, so most of these are... So the last one was about watching and learning. This one's about adjusting to any size. So this is all foreshadowing the mimic's abilities. Isn't it?
Cardigans, blazers, bags, shawls, scarves, and more. It'll even hold your pots and pans,
Well.
or your pets, or you.
Wait a second. That dog looks a bit like the Shar-Pei, like mascot. Also, I wonder if this is Edwin be like. I wonder if this is just a big reference to how Edwin wish he would have hooked the mimic instead of like beating it as brutally as he did. But I wonder if that's, you know.
If you're feeling down, order several.
Also, there's like this weird swirly thing here. Now, I don't think this is hypnosis. I think this is something that they usually did in these sorts of cartoons. So we've gone from 50s cartoon to 60s cartoon due to the different animation style. It looks a bit like, I don't know what it reminds me of, but it reminds me of something. Just... What did it say? Also, the film was burning up. Wait! Does that mean that Vincent's Sigma Shop is canon? Wait, hold on. Wait. Yeah, that is burning up. So Vincent is gonna appear in this game. Oh yeah, because like the one thing I always felt peculiar about the when I made that VST theory was how would he have been able to burn down Fall Fest and Fazbear Frights if he didn't have any other, if he didn't have access to any other, you know, thing. But then I realized, what if Vincent could just heat himself up on purpose to do it? What if he had fire powers? I never really thought about that. Alright. Yeah, I think we're gonna see Vincent setting Fall Fest ablaze. Maybe in a flashback or something in this game. Trick of the Mimic. There's nothing there. That's a bit peculiar. Recovered footage for the archive of the event ended will be digital for archival purposes. Okay. The first teaser was about a machine that watched the lowest fees. Now this one is about correct. It also shows pro versions and features that the mimic would end up having. Yeah, certainly some secrets that the mimic would have. Long lost member of a trash in the gang. Wait, I couldn't decipher what was being said, but it said, "This way, it's got my leg," and then there's a scream. Is that the mimic ripping someone apart? I don't know. I actually think that this is a red herring, and I think it might be the Springlock mimic, which is Vincent's other half killing someone. The theory is the collecting teammate dying from the mimic and accidentally burning the tape. This way means some guy saying it to realize for the collecting team so they knew where to go. Scott Malik means that the mimic got his leg. Re means that they killed him in a brutal way. The coat rack being my friend. Yeah, I think the coat rack and the latte machine are actually gonna be pretty. They're gonna be just Joe kind of animatronics you just see in the background while the mimic is like, "Hey, you guys, you guys need to hunt that person who's currently come to retrieve me. So you better do your job." And they're just standing there looking at him. He's like, "Oh, fine then." Like I would just end up using the mimic programming items that definitely didn't need it. But out of all the inventions, Edwin didn't get his company back. Like, it said Murray-Co. Wait. If I look at the end of the, wait, it said Murray-Co before it burns up. Hold on. Yeah, it says Murray-Co. If you look at it. It says Murray-Co. It doesn't say MCM. So I wonder, how did Edwin get his company back? Because all of his inventions have been failing. Now, I did have a theory on how he got his company back. But I actually had a theory that it was Vincent who was the one responsible for the company coming back. That's right, guys. Vincent Sigma Trap was the one to save Edwin's company, but maybe was also the one who ended up burying it under in the process. So, yeah. The first one can watch and learn. This one can go into anything. I have a feeling we made all of these before the mimic. If I just put them all together, the final creation of his the mimic. I don't. Was he? I don't think that's the case because mimic was just meant to. I'm very curious about when these were on the timeline. Now, if the next one is about shape-shifting, I'm gonna lose it. Because if the next one is about shape-shifting, I'll accuse people of, like, gaslighting me into thinking the mimic can reconfigure himself, but I think he does say he can reconfigure himself and can't shapeshift, so, yeah. Next features, adapting, adjusting. I already know that, like, the mimic can change his size because of what we saw in that mascot costume. Yeah. I wonder if the reason why Edwin was developing this stuff in the, like, 70s, and then the last one is going to be the most advanced. I think the reason why Vincent went to work with Edwin was because he was very intrigued about how Edwin was doing this. Because the reason why Vincent made so many advanced things was, well, for a reason, but we're not going to talk about that reason today. I already know, like, who's, like, Vincent's ancestor was, but we're not going to talk about VST lore. Most likely being used as part of all these creations because we know that they can adapt itself. Yeah. There seems to be some characters to mimic. I hope the secret of the mimic is good. But the thing is though, if the game does not have VST, we are immediately giving it a 0 out of 10 on whatever site. I do not know. But what was I gonna do? I thought that was I thought that, like, this bit in the video was, like, originally, like, spring locks going off and somebody screaming, because that would have fit very well into the ST theory, but apparently that wasn't the case anyway, so, I'm not really sure on that one. Yeah, they are the same people for last teaser. Although they release these trailers. I keep forgetting it's gonna come out on June 13th. That seems like a bit away. So yeah, I think that's about it, right? Yeah, I forgot what I was exactly gonna else I was gonna cover today. But I don't think I'm gonna really cover anything else. I think that's just it. This one wasn't really as eventful as the other one because it didn't really have any secret animatronics to go back and look at. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.